If your brain dumps ideas at 2 a.m. and forgets them by breakfast, this is for you. I'm going to be showing you how I map a full project in under 10 minutes using AI, even when I'm in full-on procrastinator mode. Raise your hand if you're a procrastinator. I am absolutely a procrastinator, and I still win. More on that soon. So welcome to the Productivity Impacts YouTube channel. I am Kara Lee. I am the founder and CEO of the Productivity Impact. And what we do here is that we basically make it easier, simpler for neurodivergents and anyone that kind of finds themselves doing things differently than the mainstream media and coaches and all of that try to kind of coax us through. So I'm the chief problem solver and operations specialist, and we really put together behind the scenes implementation for clients. So we're talking mapping out ClickUp, things like that, to be able to support planning and keeping a team organized and growing and scaling your business. Okay, so today we're actually going to be covering one of the foundational pieces, and you need to know how to map out projects if you're going to get anything done. Once you have a business strategy, you need to know how to take action, plan, and then take action on those things to make sure that you are doing really, really well in your business so you have the potential to grow and scale. Okay, so why is this super valuable for procrastinators? It's because the way I teach planning out projects is very different than anyone else I have seen, because if we're neurodivergent or we're procrastinators, most of the time they go hand in hand, is that you try to plan out projects in the way that everyone teaches you, which is in a linear way. And we don't actually do that in a linear way. You have to kind of start at the end, the middle, wherever we are. That's what this becomes really, really valuable. We have to all start with at least an outline. So then we can decide where we're starting in the project. And so today I'm going to demonstrate to you how you can use ChatGPT to be able to map out a project to get an outline in under 10 minutes. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started right away. All right, so here we are in ChatGPT, and here in ChatGPT, I do have the paid version. I just want to point that out. So you're going to get similar results to anyone that has a paid or free version. And also a note that I have plugs in here my brand book, all of these different things to train my ChatGPT, and it also knows exactly how I do things. So please understand that these might not be the exact results that you get. However, I have a solution for that too coming up. We are going to go ahead and grab our very, very messy brain dump. It is not super long for this tutorial, although it could be much bigger depending on what you are doing. So we're going to tell ChatGPT what we're doing. I need an outline for this. Here's my brain dump. Okay. And then we're just going to paste it. And we also want to put that it's a group coaching program, just to be clear. All right, so now we pressed enter, and now it's going to give us what we need. It's going to have an outline, and it knows that it's a group coaching program, and that I've provided a brain dump for it. So it is already started doing its thing. So here's a structure project outline based on my brain dump, broken into clear phases so I can build and launch my group coaching program without drowning in chaos. We'll keep ClickUp friendly for task planning later. Okay, again, ChatGPT knows me. It knows I love ClickUp, and it knows I love to plan out projects in this phase, in this way. And like I said, yours is probably not trained this way. So you can actually grab my ChatGPT bot. It's called the Procrastiplanner. Currently, it is free if you sign up for the How to Plan Like a Procrastinator and Still Win workshop. But later on, it might not be free for you. We'll see. So it is essentially mapping this out in phases. So it says phase 1 is clarifying the program details. Phase 2 is backend and tech setup. And phase 3 is lead generation and list warming. Phase 4 is launch planning. Phase 5 is onboarding and delivery. Okay, so it says, let me know if you'd like this turned into a CSV or broken into a timeline from now to your 6-week target date. Okay, so it broke it into phases. There are 5 phases. It also knows it's 6 weeks until my 6-week program. Okay, so there's a lot of questions here. And we can start wherever we want. And that's the fun part. And that is where a procrastinator likes to wait till the last bit. But you know what? We can start all over and build in fun accountability and things. And I'm going to be going over all of this in that free workshop. So yes, I want a timeline first because it's now broken phases, but I definitely need a 6-week timeline to make sure that I have any idea what's going on. And even if I don't follow this timeline, I have ADHD personally. And so I like to go where my focus wants to go. And so even if I have this timeline, at least it's mapped out, even if I don't do it in the right order. Okay, give yourself that freedom to not necessarily have to do it in the right order. Okay, so here we've got week 1. Again, it just put it into a timeline instead of just in phases. And we're going to kick off the course with this. Okay. Want me to translate this into a ClickUp CSV with emojis, task titles, and due dates starting from this week. Okay. So again, ChatGPT knows I love ClickUp. So I use ClickUp, and it tells me I want emojis put into all of my tasks. Like, it makes it just a little bit more fun. And so it also knows due dates, and I actually need to make sure it puts start dates on things too. But it knows exactly how I map these things out, which is great. So yes, ClickUp CSV. All right, I'm just gonna put yes and add start dates too, because I need to know when I need to start it and when it's like kind of due. Even if, like I said, even if I don't follow this through and through, it's still giving me a linear project plan that I can then go in and change as I need to fit how my brain wants to work on this, and still hit the deadlines in the right order, and still be able to put in enough pressure to be able to still do the next step by adding in different like accountability or different types of pressure that's not negative pressure necessarily, because as procrastinators, we love to wait till the last minute. Okay. So that is a thing. We're going to talk about that in that free workshop as well. So make sure you grab it below. And if you wanted to check out ClickUp or any of those other things, you need some support from an ops person that does this for a living, you can go ahead and join the Impact Hub. It's a very low price membership program where you get access to me and all sorts of resources like ClickUp templates, operation workshops, different things like that. So now it's telling me I have the task name, start date, and the due date. So it's the 6-week launch timeline. And it's telling me or asking me if I want it to be downloaded or to be like formatted into a CSV, which is right here. I just hit the download button. And then it also says we can also reformat or layer in priority subtasks or custom fields like tags for marketing versus back end. So now it's telling me, I can do even more. That would be really cool. All right. So yes, let's add in. I'm not actually going to have add in priorities because I don't use priorities in ClickUp like a lot of people do, and custom fields. And I love how mapping this out with subtasks, custom fields, start dates, due dates, emojis in my task names, and different things like that to make this really, really robust. Okay, so now it has added in these extra things. We've got the status, parent task, and the category. Okay. Essentially, all it needs is the category, though, because it's the same idea. Actually, it's not. So basically, what it did here was it took these and made these into subtasks versus and put these as like the title, which is also totally fine because I know which ones will then go together. Now it includes parent tasks, which is like the big task in ClickUp, and a subtask structure with a custom category field to help organize the workflow, right? And would I like this in CSV, which is already in, to help me building this in ClickUp? So essentially, as you're going through this, if you're like, hey, this isn't quite right, or I don't quite want this, you can change it here, or you can change it in your ClickUp when you import it, or wherever you're importing it. You can tell it to put it in a document form or a Google Drive, a Google Doc, or a spreadsheet, whatever you want it to do. And that's the fun part about this, is that you can customize it as you want. Let's say any of these details you wanted to have changed, you can easily just be like, hey, this one needs updated. This doesn't make sense, or whatever. So you want to read over this. I'm doing this really quickly as a tutorial, but read over these things and then see how they work. But we're going to download this. So you're going to see here that it gave me a CSV file, and in here it has names, has start date, due dates, assignees. It has the task status. I am going to go ahead and get rid of the priority. And then it has the parent name, and it has this. So I actually think I'm going to get rid of this parent name. I don't need to be a parent name. So now it's going to just see that these are the tasks, and it's still going to give this category in the right spot. Okay, if you're not sure how to make that happen, go back to ChatGPT and just go ahead and put it all on there. All right, so I want to also have it automatically assign everything to me for the point of this. And now we're going to take this and we're going to upload it. So I want to make sure that I save this because I did make changes. And then we can go over into ClickUp and upload it. So if you want to see how you can upload different things like this into ClickUp, again, you probably can only generate CSV files from on a paid version of ChatGPT, but you can always try it and, try different things out. So if you have any other additional questions, make sure you put those below. And I'm hoping that you will join the how to how to plan like a procrastinator and still win workshop, where you can also get my custom ChatGPT bot called the Procrastiplanner, to where it will help you be able to map things out and stay on track. Or if you get completely off track, you can ask it, oh my gosh, this is what I finished. Like, how can I still get this done? And it automatically knows what you're doing by giving it a little bit of information. I love this. You can only get it right now if you join the workshop. If you cannot join live, you can get the replay along with the bot as well. And yeah, I hope to see you all there, because like I said, my ChatGPT is pretty planned out. That was a really, really good flow, but that didn't start that way. And so your ChatGPT might not do you as much justice as mine, or it might surprise you and it might do really, really well. We shall see, right? So if you try this out, let me know how it works below. If you sign up for the workshop, let me know below, and so we can join together and celebrate and things like that. I am Kara Lee. I'm an operations specialist, and I want to know how I can serve you a little bit more. So even if you don't join the workshop, even if you don't join the Impact Hub, even if you don't like ClickUp, I would love to be able to serve and support you in some way in the operational realm. And so if you have any questions or you want to know about something different, go ahead and drop that below as well. All right, we'll see you next time.